Good morning. All right. I'm excited this morning. You guys are fired up. All right, we're getting there. We're a little lopsided today, though. Where's the rest of the church? They're all missing. We see Steve jump sides, because obviously this side's better for some reason. I don't know what's going on over here. Miss Maxine, what are you doing over there? All right. They're here. Okay, they're here in spirit. Okay. I had a pastor one time. He used to say, don't send your spirit. We don't want your ghost in the pews, okay? We don't need Casper here. We need you in person. So don't tell me you're here in spirit, okay? Just come and actually be here in person. But good morning. Open up your Bibles to Micah chapter number 6. Micah chapter number 6. Micah chapter number 6, we're going to talk about something that is another hot topic in our society today, this topic of justice. There's a lot of people out there talking about all different kinds of justice, from social justice to racial justice to just every type of justice that you can think of is being debated right now. People are talking about, are people above the law, right? We're talking about President Trump and what they're doing there, and all these things with all the different political ramifications of it all. But today we're going to talk about biblical justice, because that's all that really matters, right? We're going to talk about what God thinks is just, who God is in his justice. It's just a way of understanding of where we're here right now. Right now in this Micah chapter 6, we're in the midst of the southern kingdom, and the southern kingdom knew a lot about justice because they had a terrible king, then a good king, and then a terrible king, and then a good king. And it kind of went like that on a series. So right now in the part that we're in, they had just had Jotham, who was a good king, and then they had Ahaz, who was an evil king, and then they had Hezekiah, who was a good king. And so we're in the midst right now, we're in Micah chapter number 6 of Hezekiah's time, and so we're in a good time here. And here in verse 1, we'll start reading in verse 1. It says, "Hear ye now what the Lord saith. Arise, contend thou before the mountains, and let the hills hear thy voice. Hear ye, O mountains, the Lord's controversy." Wait a second, there's controversy with the Lord? Interesting. Isn't that interesting wording, how sometimes the Bible puts things? The Lord's controversy. "And ye strong foundations of the earth, for the Lord hath a," what's that word again? "Controversy with his people, and he will plead with Israel. O my people, what have I done unto thee? And wherein have I wearied thee? Testify against me. For I brought thee up out of the land of Egypt, and redeeming thee out of the house of the servants. And I sent before thee Moses, Aaron, and Miriam. O my people, remember now what Balak the king of Moab consulted, and what Balaam the son of Beor answered him from Shittim unto Gilgal, that ye may know the righteousness of the Lord. Wherewith shall I come before the Lord, and bow myself before the high God? Shall I come before him with burnt offerings, with calves of a year old? Will the Lord be pleased with 1,000 of rams, or with 10,000 of rivers of oil? Shall I give my firstborn for my transgression, the fruit of my body for the sin of my soul? He hath showed thee, O man, what is good. And what doth the Lord require of thee?" That's a good question. What doth the Lord require of thee? Well, here's the answer. He says, "But to do what? Justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy God." We see here in Micah chapter number 6, we see a courtroom scene. Jesus is putting himself on trial. He's saying, "Hey, why don't you guys testify against me? Can you come and put me on trial, please? Can you show me where I failed thee?